Have you ever looked at someone in their 90s, standing tall, moving with ease, smiling with a calm you wish you had, and wondered, how is that even possible? How can someone age with such grace, such quiet strength, when others half their age struggle with stiffness, fatigue, and disconnection from their own body? What if I told you that the difference lies not in genetics or expensive treatments, but in something as simple as what you choose to place on your plate? The story I want to share with you today is about that very choice. A story not just from modern science, but from the quiet, ancient halls of Buddhist temples, where aging is not a curse, but a path, walked with intention, humility, and above all, nourishment. So come closer, and let me take you into the world of how Buddhist wisdom helps seniors maintain strength and vitality through food. Let me introduce you to Mr. Anan, an elderly man from Chiang Rai, Thailand. At 94, he still rises before sunrise. He takes a slow but steady walk down a stone path shaded by banyan trees. His back is straight, his step sure. He greets the morning with a smile and a warm cup of ginger tea. But what's most striking about Mr. Anan is not his age, it's the life still radiating from him. You see, Mr. Anan is not a monk, but he lives by the same principles they do. And those principles have kept his body strong, his mind sharp, and his spirit light. He once said, "Age only takes from you what you did not protect." At the heart of his daily life are 5 humble foods, foods that Buddhist monks have relied on for generations to preserve muscle, energy, and clarity well into their later years. It all begins with spinach. Mr. Anan eats it nearly every day. Sometimes lightly steamed with garlic, sometimes in a warm broth. It's like medicine, he tells me. But it never feels like one. And he's right. In temples across Asia, spinach is seen as a living food, a provider of vitality. Rich in iron, magnesium, vitamin K and C, it supports muscle repair and bone health without burdening the body. For someone like Mr. Anan, who moves mindfully and eats with purpose, spinach acts like a quiet healer, strengthening him from the inside out. And the science supports this. Spinach's vitamin K helps synthesize proteins needed for muscle growth and supports calcium retention in bones. Combined with its anti-inflammatory effects, it becomes a gentle protector, especially for bodies over 60. The second quiet warrior in Mr. Anan's diet is sesame. He sprinkles a spoonful of black sesame on his rice every morning. Sometimes, he grinds it into paste and stirs it into warm water. He learned this from a monk he met in his youth, a man who could walk steep temple stairs at 102. Sesame builds the house of the body, the monk said. And it does. Packed with calcium, iron, magnesium, and healthy fats, sesame seeds restore joints, nourish the nervous system, and boost hormone production essential for muscle preservation. What's even more powerful is that it does all this without overloading the body with toxins or processed compounds. It's subtle. It's slow. But it's steady, and that's what longevity truly is. Then comes the ginger, the fire starter. Every morning before breakfast, Mr. Anan slices a piece of fresh ginger and drops it into hot water. He drinks it warm, with his eyes closed, like he's communing with something sacred. Ginger wakes up my body, he says. It tells my blood to move. This simple root is cherished in Eastern traditions not just for its flavor but for its energy. It boosts metabolism, improves circulation, reduces inflammation, and most importantly, enhances the body's ability to absorb nutrients. You can eat all the right foods. But if your body is asleep, what's the use? That's why monks include ginger even in the lightest meals. It brings vitality without agitation. It cleanses, without depletion. And for someone like Mr. Anan, it's a daily reminder that warmth is a kind of strength. Now, not all strength comes from stimulation. Sometimes it comes from deep cleansing, from letting go of what no longer serves the body. And that's where plums enter the story. Every evening, Mr. Anan eats 2 dried plums. Slowly. Mindfully. He believes they reset his body after a long day. And indeed, they do. Rich in fiber, antioxidants, and vitamins, plums support digestion, combat inflammation, and restore the inner environment that muscles depend on. More than just fruit, plums are a ritual of resilience. They grow in harsh conditions, ripen slowly, and nourish deeply. In Buddhist tradition, they symbolize the power to withstand and recover. They don't just feed. They purify. And a clean body, as Mr. Ainen often says, is a strong body. And now, the final pillar. The food that monks reserve for the most sacred moments of regeneration, lotus seeds. Perhaps the least known in the West, but revered in temples across Asia, these seeds are symbols of spiritual and physical endurance. Mr. Ainen boils them once a week and adds them to soups. They're the quietest food, he tells me, but they speak the loudest to my body. And it's true. With high-quality protein, vital minerals, and powerful antioxidants, lotus seeds rebuild muscles, stabilize blood sugar, reduce inflammation, and regulate the nervous system. But it's their energy that makes them truly special. Grown in mud, surviving harsh climates, and blooming with grace, the lotus teaches us that we can rise even when life buries us. And its seeds carry that message to our cells. They don't just nourish. They awaken. They say, you are still here. Keep blooming. And that's what Mr. Ainen does. Every day. Every meal. Every breath. He doesn't diet. He doesn't chase trends. He eats with presence. He moves with care. He rests with intention. And because of that, his body doesn't fight time. It flows with it. But here's the truth, none of this would matter if he spent his days sitting still, drowning in screens, or feeding his anxiety instead of his strength. The body is more than a machine. It's a garden. And food is just one part of the tending. The monks say, your plate is your temple. Don't serve poison to your altar. So yes, eat the 5 foods. But also move. Walk. Stretch. Breathe deeply. Laugh with your family. Sleep without guilt. Forgive faster. Live slower. That's how you keep what truly matters. And if you're wondering where to start, start small. Steam a handful of spinach. Add sesame to your breakfast. Brew ginger tea tomorrow morning. Eat a plum at night. Try lotus seeds once a week. One at a time. No pressure. Just presence. That's how Mr. Ainen began. That's how monks live. That's how you build a body that carries not just weight, but wisdom. If you've read this far, it means something inside you is ready. Ready to reclaim your strength. Ready to walk upright again. Ready to feel alive, not just survive. So say it with me, quietly or aloud, I choose to care for my body consciously and consistently. This sentence is your seed. Water it every day with one small action. And over time, you won't just age, you'll evolve. Now, if you want to keep learning, to grow stronger, to hear stories that guide and uplift, not with hype, but with heart, subscribe to this channel. Tap the bell so you never miss another moment like this. Leave a like to let others know that yes, there's a better way to age. And share this with someone you care about, someone who may be feeling tired, lost, or weak. Sometimes all we need is a story like this to remember that our best years are still ahead, if we choose them. I'm glad you chose to be here. Until next time, take a deep breath, stand tall, and live like every step matters, because it does.